Hey everybody, today is Monday, November 7th, 2022, and we're here in Spring City, Pennsylvania to take a look at something that as a kid was always here up until a couple of years ago. This served me well. It served me anyway. This was always here, but now it no longer exists, and I have no idea why, because this place was always hopping. The inside was always full of patrons. The drive-thru was always completely full. The service was kind of terrible, which maybe led to their downfall. I am not entirely sure about that, but for whatever reason, we've got an abandoned Burger King. This Burger King had always been here since I was a kid. I've eaten in this Burger King many times as a small child, and as an adult, I eat here all the time. Why they closed, I have no idea. Look at that. They spray painted out the Burger King logos on the doors for some reason. You can kind of see inside there. It was very checkerboard themed. I never liked the sort of re-theming. X amount of years ago, they redid the entire inside, and it looks kind of like a checkers for some reason. It's all red and black and white checkered. I don't get it. I don't really like it. Used to be train themed. When I was a kid, I loved eating here because they had big photos of trains. There's a train track that ran right on the other side of this building back in the day. I think they were kind of like sort of reminiscing on that, if you will. So it was all very train themed. Around the dining room area, now there's they put a drop ceiling in, but at one point the ceiling was actually quite tall, and who knows, it might actually be still there. There was a train, a little model train that actually ran around the dining room. It was so awesome. And I wouldn't be surprised if you actually took down that drop ceiling, if that train was probably still there. I can't imagine them taking that all down just to put a drop ceiling in. They probably just left it there and put the drop ceiling right underneath it so you can't see it anymore. Crazy. So I used to love the train theming of this place, but then they went and again made it all checkerboard. I'm gonna say this place went out of business because they went with checkerboard. Had they kept the train theming, this Burger King would probably still be in business to this day. But unfortunately, again, they did go out of business for whatever reason. And they actually served two towns. This is the town of Spring City, Pennsylvania, and then right, you can probably see it through the windows, right over there, there's the bridge that goes into Royersford, Pennsylvania. It served two towns. People from Royersford would come over here, get Burger King. People from the actual town of Spring City would eat here. Again, this place was always hopping. It was always busy. People always inside there eating. The drive-thru was always pretty crazy. It was packed. Service was pretty terrible though. They always would get your food wrong. They would take forever to actually give you your food. I can only imagine nowadays with the way service is at fast food chains. I mean, it's so slow now. Fast food chains, unfortunately, are very understaffed these days. I can only imagine how terrible the business would actually be now. But back then, back when things were still good, it was pretty terrible. So I have no idea if that's part of what led to the downfall of this place, but for whatever reason, they went out of business. The only Burger King around here now is probably like a good 10 minutes away from here. It's a little bit of a drive and a couple towns over. So no idea why this one went out of business. No idea why something else hasn't moved into this location. Honestly, when this place did go out of business, I thought, okay, there's gonna be a McDonald's or a Wendy's or I don't know, KFC or something's gonna move into this restaurant because it just sits in such a prime location serving two neighboring towns, but nothing has moved in here. It's been closed for years now. Look at the old signage here, which is completely gone. They actually took all the signs down, so you can't steal any vintage Burger King signs. I want to show you guys something pretty awesome as well. You see this little like sort of area right here? You used to be able to drive up that. I mean, I guess you technically still could. It's not chained off. It doesn't say no trespassing over there, but there used to be a really steep hill. It's getting very windy out here all of a sudden. There used to be a very steep hill you could actually drive up and down. They kind of closed it off for a little while, so you couldn't do it, and now it's grown over, and I don't think anybody's driving up and down that anymore, but it was crazy. As a kid, I always thought that was insane because it was so incredibly steep. We used to ride our bikes and skateboards down that all the time. It was just an insanely steep hill. It was really weird and really bizarre. I mean, they wanted you to get from this lower level to the upper level in an easy way. Why they just did this like huge, crazy steep hill, I don't know, but they eventually closed it down because I think it was just too crazy and steep. I'm gonna walk through the drive-thru now because why not? Why not walk through the actual drive-thru? This is something I can definitely say I've never done before. I've driven through this drive-thru a million times, but I've never walked through the drive-thru. Again, the old signs here, but like I said, they took everything down, so you can't actually steal anything. Look at that. The wind is blowing open the plastic there. Pretty crazy that we'll be walking through the drive-thru now. As many times as I've driven through this drive-thru throughout my life, to actually be walking through it right now is pretty nuts. So some interesting stories about this place. I remember this was the first place I tried Burger King's new French fries. You might be thinking Burger King has new fries. For many years now, for decades now, Burger King has had the same French fries, but there was at one point a time when Burger King changed their French fries. They went from more like, I think they used to have fries that were very similar kind of to McDonald's. And then they have like thicker ones. The thicker ones actually were, I think, like maybe late 90s or something like that. I remember coming out here as probably a teenager or something like that, coming out here with my friends to get some food. And the manager was like, we got new fries. Do you want to try them? And we actually tried the fries. And honestly, I like the fries here, the newer fries they have here, as opposed to the older fries they have here. Look at this. Closed for business. We apologize for permanently closed for business. We apologize for the inconvenience. You can kind of see inside there. Crazy. This is also the place where I also tried the new chicken nuggets for the first time. They used to have chicken tenders, and they changed them to chicken nuggets. The chicken tenders were the best nuggets, fingers, tenders in the business, in my opinion. I loved their chicken tenders here. They were so amazing, so good. Dipped them in some ketchup. Oh, they were the best. And then for some reason, Burger King went, you know what? We're gonna completely change the chicken tenders to chicken nuggets, and they're garbage now. They taste horrible. I haven't eaten them since. They are some of the worst chicken tenders / nuggets I've ever had in my entire life. They went from having the best to the worst. And this was the place I tried them. Again, I saw them on the menu. I was like, oh, they have new nuggets. I love their old nuggets. I want to try the new nuggets. And they were so terrible. I was so mad. I was so happy when the French fries changed, because the French fries changed, in my opinion, for the better. They were delicious. But I was so mad when the actual nuggets changed, because they did not change for the better. They were actually horrible and terrible. Looks like the roof is actually caving in there a little bit. You guys can see that. I don't know if you guys can see where it looks like there's some water damage on the roof. The tiles are actually like coming down onto the floor there. So again, I don't know why nothing else has moved in here. I have no idea why there's not a new restaurant, whether it's just a locally owned diner or a locally owned restaurant or a new fast food chain. Why nothing has moved in here, I don't know. There's the old signage there. There used to actually be a playground here as well. They had a little tiny mini playground, but the weird thing about the playground is it only lasted for maybe like a decade or so, and that used to be right here where all this concrete is. They literally just completely paved over the little playground. This was it, this little slab of concrete. This was once where the tiny little playground used to sit. There was a little jungle gym area with a couple of slides and some things you can climb. And that was right here, because as a kid, this Burger King did not have a playground. And then when I became an adult, they went, okay, we're gonna finally build a playground. And they built one here, and it lasted, like I said, maybe about a decade or so. I used to see kids playing it all the time, and then for some reason, I don't know if new management came in or what, but then they tore it all down. After it only being here again for about 10 years or so, they tore it all down and just paved over top of it. I think they used to have some benches out here. I actually do see some old remnants of Burger King. So like I said, they took all the signs down, they spray painted over everything, but they didn't get rid of everything, because look at this, look what I'm seeing right here. Check this out. It's the Burger King spatula handle. That, can we go in? No, we can't go in. That is awesome. I'm not gonna do it, but that is tempting to take home with me. That is so cool. I want this on my oh my gosh, I want this on my front door now. If I ever see this place being renovated, turning into something else, I'm gonna be like, hey, can I have a spatula? I'm gonna ask him for that. I'm gonna pull over, I'm gonna say, who's in charge? I want the spatula, because that's awesome. That is so cool. Again, permanently closed. Sorry for the inconvenience. This is where I used to eat all the time too. This little area here, the front area. This is where I would love to eat. We used to come here, sit in this little window area, watch all the cars go by. Back before they completely renovated the place. You can see there's a little sort of like window over there. They used to stack all the crowns, all the Burger King crowns. Used to be stacked up on there. We used to get our Burger King crowns from there as a kid and as a teenager, and even as an adult. I used to get my Burger King crowns from right over there. So pretty nuts, this place. Again, it has been closed now for a couple of years. Pretty crazy that nothing else has moved into here, no other fast food chain. I don't know why. Again, I don't know why this place closed down in the first place. I don't know what the reasoning for that was. It was pre-pandemic, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say this place did close down before the pandemic hit, I think. but I have no idea why they closed down. Served 2 towns, was always very busy. You can see there's no spatula handles. No spatula handles there. Maybe at one point there was, not anymore. I want that other spatula handle. So like I said, I have no idea why this place closed. Who knows? But many meals as a child, as a teen, as an adult, spent eating right here. Again, I miss when it was train themed. That was the coolest thing ever. So many Burger King Kids Club meals and Burger King Kids Club toys had here. I always talk about my aunt in these videos, my great aunt. My Aunt Pauline was her name. My great Aunt Pauline, she used to bring us here all the time. As a kid, when I was sick, when I was sick at home, my dad would stay home from work and he would watch us and he'd be like, "What do you want for lunch?" You know, even though we were sick, we'd be like, "We want Burger King." And he would always drive down here. He would get us Burger King for lunch. So many great memories at this place. I just want to show this to you, the abandoned Burger King here in Spring City, Pennsylvania. Again, so many memories inside this place as a kid, as a teen, as an adult. Wanted to just document this because who knows, at some point they may bulldoze it down, at some point they may renovate it into something else. You can only imagine it's only a matter of time until this place does become something else. It has to. It just sits in such a prime location right on the border of 2 towns. Seems like a great location to put something in here, whether it's new fast food, restaurant, or just anything. I'm gonna say within the next couple of years, this won't be here anymore, or it'll be something different. But all right, guys, again, just want to document this. Just want to show this to you guys. The abandoned Burger King. With all my childhood memories rushing back to me of trains and food and kids club meals. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and of course, check down below the links up to Patreon. If you guys do become a patron, I will send you a postcard every single month from the road. Also, check down below for a link to Spreadshirt, where you can grab yourself retro rest stop t-shirts. Proceeds both from Spreadshirt and from Patreon do good help putting gas in Vanabelle or inside Pumpkin, so we can come out to fun, interesting places like this, abandoned childhood memory places like this. All right, guys, like I said, hit all the buttons down below. If you guys are subscribed or you do subscribe, I will see you in tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Bye.